7 minutes. I was sitting there on my parents' couch, just yeah, da, 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 da. I look over and I'm like, oh, 4:59. I should go out there. And so I came in. I'm sitting here. I'm trying to, and all of a sudden it says something went wrong and shut off. I'm like, son of a gun.
Dang it.
And then Rowdy's working or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's off saving California.
No, let it burn. I can't say that. Nah, I can't say that till they don't let hounds, and then I can say let it burn.
There you go.
Let's see who's on here. Jeremiah. Howdy, folks. Me and the lady are on the road to antelope camp. You know, I quit. Arizona, it's hard to get drawn for antelope, and I quit putting in for it. I have like 9 points, and I almost would rather go shoot a barbadal ram somewhere with a good curl on it than an antelope. Never excited me. But I did always want to go antelope hunting and do the little white lay down flat, wave a white plastic bag out there and see how close I could get them to me. Who else? Robert Chase. He's on. Good deal. Missy. Missy's always on. Yeah. Missy, I'm going to send you that soap. I'm lazy and I forget all the time. I'm going to send you some soap. I got soap for you. Love Jeremiah. Tim Brink's on. Mike Mitchum is on. Indiana. Home of Chris Powell. Evening, Tim. Missy's so nice. Good old Troy's on. Hello. Where's our host at? Never mind that. Got caught up in conversation. Everybody cares about Jeremiah getting his antelope. James Myers on. Good evening from New York. You know, I have a buddy that hunts New York, and the deer stories are phenomenal. New York's like California. F New York, because when you think of New York, what do you think of? Dirty, nasty. But, man.
Pea smelling town.
Yeah, shotgun hunting deers because there's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I'm not even going to answer. What's up, fella? Oh, Johnny's on. Johnny did some good bear hunting over there, killing all the sows.
Dude,
I don't know. I don't know if he killed sows. I think he got boars. He told me. I had a guy. Go ahead.
The guy made a post the other day. It was right when the unit closed or whatever, and it was, I survived the Alpine Bear Wars.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Well, yeah. Unit 1 runs right there by Alpine.
Yeah.
And we're just going to jump into it. You know what I mean? I bear hunt, and it's not the same as lion hunting, because where I lion hunt down here in Crapville where there's no lions. So if you catch a lion, I kind of know where they are because there's a food source that's been released.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of advantage, and I know some people that will say, hey, we had another one killed or whatever. Uh-oh, yep. My wife's on. I got to be careful. No talking about my girlfriends. It was wild over there in Alpine, to say the least. Well, and there's one canyon over there I heard that got packed full, and they killed a bunch out of Auger Canyon. And I didn't even get to bear hunt this weekend, which kind of sucked, but I did win some guns, won some stuff.
Where'd you go?
We did get the hound trials, but we got the dates changed to the third weekend. Yeah. They're cool. They're really cool for the kids. Axel Miller's on. I'm going to buy him a plane ticket and send him over here, and we're going to take him out for a week and see if he wants to die by the time we're done. But the hound trials are great for kids. But if you're doing the hound trials, I use some of my dogs, and Ben was doing great. Won the tree bark contest. The next month, said, nah. The month after that, he said, nah. Won the coon drag. Next month, he said, nah, I already won it. Bella's doing good.
Mhm.
She made it to the senior class, so she's running with some tight dog,
Yeah.
But those guys are that have been there for 15, 20 years, they run the same dogs. If you're going to run the hound trials, get you one dog and train it for the hound trials.
Don't
Period.
get everything else in there.
No, and I don't mind it because it's all summer. And what it does is I've took Dirty down there and they run the bear drag and they run the water race. And I had a dog
I did hound trials once.
Mm-hmm.
My dogs didn't go 20 feet.
Yeah,
they smelled it. My one dog pissed on it and came back.
And what we did this time is we had 2 coons there, one in the tree, and we put one on the back of the quad, and that helped the young dogs. Oh, it's a coon, not just a drag. So that helped. If you have young dogs, it's good to take them and get them associated with other dogs in case you
just need to catch and kennel about 7-10 mountain lions and let one go at a time.
Yeah, I just got to wait for my cubs to get older. I got cubs and I got mountain lion cubs in one and bears right next to them in another.
There you go.
And that's what made dogs great in the good old days is people were doing that.
Oh yeah.
And that goes to the whole ethical thing. But it was ethical. You're telling me that the Native Americans before us, white trash invaders came over here and destroyed everything. They weren't catching wolves, dogs, lions, bears. They were catching them. You don't hear the stories about any of the Native Americans, you don't hear the stories of them having bears. I wonder if there is. If anybody knows, I'm gonna look that up. That'd be a good did they have pet deers? They had pet deers and they catch a little fawn.
Maybe. Depending on how hungry they were.
Yeah. Why didn't they catch them as fawns, raise them? And maybe they did.
Maybe.
I wasn't there. Even the earlier, Clay Newcomb did that Folsom story about the Folsom site where they had all the buffalo and and it made it to where it dated it 10,000 years instead of 3,000 years. I mean, if anybody don't listen to Bear Grease, they kind of slacked off a little bit. Like when they first started, and I like Clay Newcomb. He's a good storyteller. But he was doing stories about, that's how I found that book, Wild Sports in the Far West. If you guys haven't read it, you got to read it. I catch this fly right now. Or it's going to bug me. Got it. And
there you go.
He talked about the black feller that found the Folsom site. Gosh, dang it. I can't remember name. But as a black cowboy, pretty famous, told an archaeological friend, 20 years later, they dig the site up. And it's all these prehistoric buffaloes. They find a point. It's a different kind of arrow point, arrowhead. It's a Folsom point.
Okay.
They found it over New Mexico. It's kind of a cool story. But Bear, I'm going to just give him a plug because I like him sometimes.
He does pretty good.
He does. I like his old stories about Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett, all the old cowboys, some of the old time stories about people. Gosh, what's the other black feller's name? Hoyer.
The one that caught the bear for Theodore Roosevelt?
Yep.
I can't remember.
I'm bad with names. He did a story on that. Pretty good, So it's just neat stuff. He did a story on some undercover agents. Really good stuff. Guy just has he has a knack for telling a story. Not me. I start a story and I tell 5 in the same one before I get back to the other one, if I even finish it. Everybody here probably knows it.
Oh, by the way, your guys' Monday Live was amazing.
That's going. So I already edited it. So Naomi Watts, the one we did with Naomi, and I split it in 2 parts.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming out tomorrow. If you guys go to W,
Okay.
and what I'll do is let them play it a while on there, and I'll end up sticking it on I have a podcast platform. If you go look up either Freecasting or I'm going to put everything on the Chris Watson project.
Yeah.
But that's going to be, I'm going to put up like Brett's interview stories and tells of those ones. So if you guys want to listen to any of these on podcasts, go to, I'm still putting them on there, but go to the Chris Watson project, either on Spotify. There's a bunch on, but everybody uses Spotify or the iPhone, whatever it is.
Yep.
I'm horrible. I know. Holt Collier. Good job, Will Price. Real quick, let's just, before I even get really started, if you guys donate to Save the Hunt Colorado, give me a second and I'll be cool. SaveTheHuntColorado.com. We have a donor, anonymous donor, individual. If you donate $20, if you donate $100, if you donate $1,000, he'll match it. And he's going to match it all the way up to $10,000. So if you go to Save the Hunt Colorado right now, donate 5, 10, 15, 20, $5,000. I don't care. Send me. So go to SaveTheHuntColorado.com. You see it on the screen. I'm going to say this throughout the whole thing because I want to get those guys 20 grand. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have another announcement coming up too. It's pretty cool. Let me go to this other one. Send it either to my Facebook Messenger, my phone, if you guys got my number, my OnlyFans, if you got that. I'm just kidding. Anecdote of a houndsman at outlook.com. Email me, take a screenshot of your confirmation that you donated. And I keep track of those and I'm adding them up. I posted this yesterday, guys, on Arizona Houndsman in my Facebook, and I already got $780 donated right now.
There we go.
Just within 24 hours.
That's phenomenal.
Arizona Houndsman, I have 2,500 people on it. And I'm like, dude, if everybody just threw in $5, we'd be golden. Why, you know. So go to Save the Hunt Colorado. Donate to those guys. Now, the reason, and I called Dan Gates last night. Busy guy. I even tried to call Naomi, but Dan called me this morning, and we talked for an hour. Stuff going on. He's happy we're doing it. He's wanting us to shamelessly call out all these people who aren't donating. Like, well, he don't want me to. He mentioned a bunch of organizations that we need to get on board. I'm shamelessly calling them out. Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. All the Bighorn Sheep Foundations. All you guys.
They haven't done a thing?
I don't think these guys got money. You got Jimmy Johnson or Jimmy, what's that? Jimmy Jones,
Jimmy John's. He owns a sandwich shop.
The guy paid $700,000 for a mule deer tag and like $600 for a $600,000. These guys need to put up $100,000 because let me tell you a little secret. This is where I heard somewhere. There's other legislature and Monday Night Live. I know all you guys are on our Monday Night Live too. I have Dan Gates coming on. I buckled him down, and that's hard to do. And I had to grab him because next week he's going over to talk to like Bear Grease. You know, man, I'm just I'm nothing. You know, I'm that piled dog dookie that you kind of walk over, and I'm not even on his totem pole. You know what I mean? I'm the low man. I got him on Monday, and he's going to explain everything. It's going to be a grand show. And I'm going to edit that probably that night, that morning, and get it sent off, and it'll be on W too. Like, and it's going to be, you know, because we have Naomi on tomorrow. Go to W, listen to our Naomi Naomi Hirsch. And I think Friday, if they have room, they're going to play the second part of that, where Dale comes on and talks about California maybe getting hounds back. I hope it does, so I can tell everybody I was right, and I told you so. I told you. So go donate. I got a guy who has $10,000 in his hand. You donate 100, he donates 100. You donate 10, he donates 10. He's going to give us 10 grand, up to 10 grand. So if you donate, anecdoteofahoundsman.com. Oh, wait, anecdoteofahoundsman outlook.com. Send me your receipt, and I'll get it on the log. We've already raised $780. Don't seem like much, but that's all I did is throw it on it was easy. Anyways, enough of my sales pitch. But it's important because I also found out there's other legislature that they're trying to do away with doe hunting and cow hunting. You want to know the reason? Could you even guess the reason why they'd want to get rid of those kind of hunting besides they're stupid? Because they don't want to.
They don't want to feed they want to feed the wolves more.
They don't want to orphan the calves and the fawns. There it is.
Do you go on that Facebook page called Mountain Lion Sightings?
Is that the one where did you send me? Somebody sent me one where the mountain lion was in the middle of the road eating a pit bull.
Yeah.
Chris,
you should go on there.
Yes, Tim, I sent that to Cody, and then I ended up talking to him for an hour.
I posted it just to stir the pot to see what would happen on that page. And, oh, man. They just eat each other on that page.
Look at that.
The antis.
Tyrell Felton. Even if we sent the money a few days. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we mentioned this. So, he's good, too. $100. Good job, Tyrell. We appreciate it. So now we're at $830,
yep.
And I just want to raise money, maybe get a competition going against some other podcasters that are raising money. That's all I'm saying. I want to say name.
There you go.
So, they get mean on that page.
Oh, man. They eat each other up. Because you have pit bull lovers on that page, and then you got the lion lovers on the same page, dude. And everyone's all, poor pit bull, this and that, and then the lion lovers get on there. This is where the lions live, this and that. That
as they're living there.
Yeah. Well, I made a comment on there. I got into it a little bit, but I made a comment. A dude's like, we can't victimize or villainize the lion. He's just doing what he's bred to do, and we're in his house anyway. And I told him, I was like, well, you can give your house back to the Indians then too, if you want.
You could give that land back.
Yeah. And he's like, well, you do it first. And I just told him, I was like, dude, I'm not saying you give your house back to the Indians. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter to you until it happens to you.
Exactly.
Everyone's saying that lion can live. It's just doing what it does until it kills your dog or your kid. Or what have you. It takes thousands of dollars away from ranchers every year in southern Arizona.
Oh, they don't. Antis, they're mean. They're vicious, mean. They will firebomb your house.
Yeah.
They will kill you and your children because you said something. And if there's any anti-hunters on this page, we do not like you. I'll put you on right now. If you're an anti-hunter and you're not a chicken shit and just hide, I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link.
I've talked to him because when I lived in Nevada, I used to go to the meetings in Nevada. And you talk to him after the meetings, and I was like, hey, come on a hunt with me. We won't bring guns. We'll leave them at home. We'll just bring my dogs. None of them wanted to do it, dude. None of them. They don't even want to learn about it.
No, they got their beliefs in their head. They don't care about science. They don't care if the lions are that we're gonna kill. They don't care that we're gonna kill more lions and kittens by depredation than anything. They're I'm not saying they're stupid because they think a different way, and it's just like politics. you think in your mind, who the hell would vote for Kamala Harris? She done nothing. Who voted for Biden? 40 years and he accomplished nothing.
Nothing.
So why, it's the same thing. And you think that about these people. Same with the antis. How do you believe that?
Well, coming
But
from the antis look,
they think, how do we do that?
Yeah. I mean, because I've been hunting on some ranches down here since I moved down here and killed lions off of them. But guess what? Every spring, I got to go back on those ranches and kill more lions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in their head, 3 years of repeatedly doing that, I'm not doing any good, and now am I? In their heads, because I have to keep going back.
Yeah. Why do you have to keep going back? They don't want to understand is why.
Yeah.
They
don't get that you kill. Like, I got to tell Rowdy, there's a spot where I used to go lion hunting in Nevada. We killed 3 toms out of there every year since I lived there to when I left.
Mm-hmm.
We killed 3 toms out of these 2 different canyons every year. Three toms every year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, someone would say, like even some lion hunters, snow hunters, I'm overkilling that spot. I'm overshooting it. But they always come back.
I know there's antis listening to this right now. I do. And let's just pretend all these people here on the right are dummies. Why are you killing 3 lions out of this area? What happens when you kill a lion out of an area?
So those 3, or not just those 3, but they were always toms. Always toms.
Yep. You kill one out, and what happens? One moves in.
Every time.
Every time. Hey, what happens when a girl gets a divorce? What happens when when there's a widow?
Yep.
Before the body's cold, half the time there's someone sliding in them DMs.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, what I tell everyone when they tell me when we talk about killing lions, I always tell them, shoot the toms if you're going to shoot one, because guys don't go to parties unless there's girls there.
Yeah, why would you go? Why would you go to a party full of guys unless
exactly guys only go to parties if there's girls there?
Yeah, no, I don't know about these days. I don't know about these days.
If you leave the female, catch the females, let them go though. Unless I've knocked some females down that were old, 9+, 6+, 7+, but you go catch some females, let them go, keep them around, just keep knocking those toms out. You're always going to have another one show back up.
That's fact.
They know there's a female over there, and there's no one over in her house right now.
Yep. And if you don't kill those toms out, what is that called? Infanticide?
What do you mean?
Come on, guys. They're smarter people than me. Infanticide, where the males kill the babies to breed. Bears do it.
Lions do it.
Gorillas do it.
Yeah, they just to get her back into her heat cycle.
Mm-hmm. And that's how it works. That's nature.
Yeah, that's nature.
And I don't understand is what I don't. And these antis, they have to be somewhat intelligent a little bit. We call them stupid and they're dumb, but what do they expect to happen? Like they don't. It's not that they don't know. They know the truth. They just don't want to admit the truth.
It. They just don't want to believe it. In their head is a utopia where the sun comes up with the stupid piano playing in the background and the violin, and butterflies land on a flower in front of a fawn. And that's what they think happens every day. Little did they know, every day an animal's dying of dehydration, starvation, old age, being preyed on, maybe has a broken leg from an accident, broken tooth, and will die a lonely, slow death.
There's a site on Instagram called Nature is Metal.
Yeah, that one's rough.
That's real life. And
That's
that's what
real
these people
life.
are saying. And what? So let's go to the bear population in California. There, dude, I bet you if you had cameras all over, you see some fights right now. Bear
Oh
fights,
yeah.
massive territorial bear fights.
Mm-hmm. You trying to light a stogie? What are you doing?
No, I there's a bunch of texts coming in. I'm seeing if anybody. I already got a
Oh,
picture and a guy, $100. I'm seeing so I can call them out on here if they.
gotcha.
Yeah, I just put it
But
up here.
freaking, um, people just
What
don't get it that it's not sunshine and rainbows in the mountains.
broke dogs right? What you're forgetting is they don't want the ranches either because we're raping cattle. We're
That's true.
promoting the rape of heifers. And they don't care if the lions are killing the ranchers' cattle because they don't believe the ranchers should be raising cattle. No, because we brand
Yeah.
them. That's unfit care. We
Yep.
give them. We cut open abscess. We pull them out with chains when they're having babies.
Yep.
My
Little
cousin's
do
a
they
rancher.
know. I mean, not every rancher does this, but a lot of ranchers down here, they don't take their bulls off.
No,
Because down here we have nice weather year round.
yeah,
So
they don't.
they
The
don't
only
take their
reason,
bulls off
no,
ever.
the only reason you drop a bull during a certain time is so you know when all the baby's gonna be born.
Yeah.
About it,
Yep.
But if you don't have to
Like
worry
they
about cold and moving,
yeah, but they got to do that up in that cold country, once you get
hmm
into the snow, but yeah, it's
I see that. But and he's right, and no matter, when they're done taking the lions from Colorado, I knew Benny'd get on. I knew he was watching.
I wasn't. I was watching TV with my wife, and
Oh,
oh,
I said, "Hey, Chris is on tonight." She says, "You gonna go get on?" I said, "Oh, I think I'll go watch for a while." And boom, there it went.
I'm like, this is too controversial of a subject
yeah.
just between two guys. We need a Benny.
Yep.
What happened?
I loved
What's
your
going?
guys' Monday. Benny and you guys had some golden nuggets on Monday.
I just edited that. I
And
already pulled that off and edited it, and that's going to be on in about 3 weeks
when you
on
guys were
W.
talking about mentors and all that stuff, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Oh, I think a lot of people can relate when it
Oh,
comes to
absolutely.
showing, and it's about.
When
It's like being raised. I just listened to a podcast about Tim. He was one of the damn it, what's his name? One of the biggest Aryan Brotherhood guys, and he
yeah,
started out in a kids jail. Damn it, juvie, like a juvie,
yeah,
and he was just conditioned, and it's no
yep.
different than
Yeah,
a houndsman when you take a 18, 16-year-old kid and you're out there, and all of a sudden you're dropping dog food and syrup. You
yeah.
know, I don't
I,
do that.
I
He's
remember
propane.
when I got my first hound. I was texting these two guys. One was out of Oregon, the other one was out of Montana, and I get the same text message from both of them all the time. Just go out and hike.
Yeah.
Just go out and walk all the time. And finally, I got to go with them, and I went with each one of them once. And then I moved to Nevada, and I went lion hunting in Nevada, and I met some buddies down there. And my one buddy was like, "Hey, my uncle just got out of prison. He used to lion hunt. doesn't
Was
he
it was
doesn't
it
have
Wade
dogs
Lemon?
anymore. He doesn't
Was it
have dogs anymore.
was it Wade Lemon or
No, he didn't get busted for what Wade did, but I was like, yeah, I actually ended up He didn't have dogs or nothing. We just used my two, but we ended up catching my first two lions with him. He was an old cowboy that just
yeah?
was bored and stupid,
So
and I ended
I
up
had
catching
a
my first two lions with him, and then one of my best friends, he was having a not a party, but like guys just hanging around in the shop drinking beer, one of those deals. My buddy told me to come over to the shop, and my buddy introduced me to my other buddy, my other best friend, my best friend now, and
yeah.
he's all, "Hey, I heard you caught two lions with so and so." And I was like, yeah, I did. And he's all, if you're crazy enough to hunt with him, yeah, you're going to make it. Because he was a lion hunter.
Yeah.
He's all, but don't run. He's like, don't hang out with that guy anymore. Just start hanging out with me. And then he took me underneath his wing after that.
You know,
But he's like, yeah, don't hang out with that guy anymore. Leave him be.
Why was that?
Why?
Yeah.
He was great. Well, I'll just
Out.
say it. He did meth.
Well,
That's why he could outwalk you.
Oh, well, so when he got out of prison and when he was sober, he was a great guy. He was a very good guy when he was sober. And he was cowboying and this stuff, and he we were talking, and I was like, why'd you get into dope? And he's all, I was cowboying all the time, and I got that addicted to lion hunting, and I just wanted a lion hunt, and I didn't want to sleep, so I just went after it. And that's what he did.
I just didn't want to sleep.
Yeah, and so he did a couple years stint, and then got out, and he ended up having to go back in. But that guy was crazy. I mean, this was, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. He had a brand new truck, had 10,000 miles on it. He wrapped that truck bed around an aspen quakies, and the aspen quakies trying to get out. Brand new pickup. Didn't care. We were trailing a lion.
I'm surprised I haven't. I've been on some bear chases where I've dropped dogs and they were headed south.
Yeah.
To the land of the Indians, and I was trying to cut them off.
Oh man. Yeah.
There's been times, and this is where the bear hunting kind of sucks. But my dogs are runners; they'll run, and I got some dogs that will just drop dead, and I'll have to find them later because they just keep running. And I've been inside that reservation about 12 miles, 100 miles an hour to catch my dogs, because. And then I would load them up, and I was 100 miles an hour out of there.
On the way out.
Yep. So
well, on the Baba Kivris, they busted a lion hunter, I don't know, not too long ago, within the last 10 years. And the Baba Kivris is split on the ridge. The top of the ridge is split, half reservation, half hunting unit. And a lion hunter's dogs went up and over down the other side. They tried sneaking in there on their mules, and I heard they took their mules and their dogs. And it took a while, but they got their dogs back and their mules back. I think it's because they just got sick of feeding them. But
it's a sovereign nation, and everybody says, "Why don't you like to hunt the res?" And I don't want to. I just don't want to deal with it. Yeah. There's horror stories, and I used to repo on the res, and that's probably even worse. But I didn't have my truck, and I didn't have my dogs.
Yep.
So, but now,
but you're over there in those by the Apaches, right? By the White Mountain.
Yeah.
And I think in Arizona the worst tribe to put up with is the San Carlos.
Yeah, I don't go down that far.
Those guys can be real knuckleheads, and I've heard a lot of, and they would welcome hunters to come on there, but then I've heard a lot of horror stories too. A bobcat hunter that I know in Oklahoma used to go over there hunting on the San Carlos, and he was going over there all the time, and he says, "Oh, it's all right, they treat you good, and we get along good." And then one time when they caught a real big tom, that was the end of his hunting, and he didn't get to bring the tom off of it.
I know the San Carlos kicked off everybody for a while.
Well, the San Carlos, they're starting to run, the Indians are starting to have dogs on the San Carlos now. So they're guiding hunts.
I knew a couple of guys over there.
The San Carlos tribe members have had dogs for years, and they used to steal them from the guys that would go on there and pay to hunt.
Yep. There was a lion hunter. Was his name Henry that used to hunt on the Indian res and do the depredations for him?
I don't know. I know that Steve Smith has done a lot of stuff, but Steve he
did the Navajo res, didn't he?
No, he was on the the Apache, but he's still in good standings because his in-laws are the Dobsons, and the Dobsons ran sheep up there in the White Mountain Apache country all the time for their summer country.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Because Jared Nichols, doesn't he hunt the White Mountain Apache grass?
Yep, he does.
He's got that permit.
I'd love to get on there. But I know a couple people, when I jump a line and it goes that way, I can call and they'll go finish it.
There you go.
So
I talked to when I was going strong, I talked to the Apaches over here, the Mescalero Apaches by Ruidoso, and they're always wanting somebody to go in there, and their elk hunts are the huge money hunts, and so they were trying somebody to do something about them, and I got in there and I got involved enough that it finally went before the council, and there were mixed emotions on the council about letting me go in there with dogs. And so I said, I don't think it's worth the turmoil, and I never did go. I hunted right beside the White Mountain, the Mescalero Reservation, but when the dogs headed that way, I called them off. That lion's good as gold.
Yep.
And they know, them lions know.
Oh yeah.
They know them elk, them lions, them deer, them bears, they know.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, just like anything, they get pressure on one side of a line, they don't get pressure on the other side.
yep.
So what's going on with the bear hunts in Arizona right now?
Holy moly. So you got unit 1. I think their limit is 14 for the year sows, and they did that this weekend. It was 14 yesterday. I don't know what it's going to be by. It ends today. It's sundown. And I've seen this, and this probably caused a bunch of arguments. And I can tell you guys, I think I told it on Monday, but I can tell you guys a story about Spot and Stalker taking a bear from my dad. But, and it's legal. It's legal to kill a sow. But there's some guides over there, too, that they don't care. They're killing small ones. I've seen pictures of 100-pound bears that guides are killing it and posting. And I'm just like, man, and you got the spot stalkers don't like the hound guys. Hound guys don't like the spot stalkers. And then you got these out-of-state guides. Sonny Tapio is going to come on and kind of talk about some stuff because he was over there, but maybe he got scared. He get beat up or something. I'll get a text tonight. But, it's hard to be an ethical hunter when it's going to close. And I seen on Arizona bear hunting, people saying it's going to close anyways. You might as well just shoot what you can. And
that's what I was thinking, Chris. I was going to point that out, that now they know that today's the last day to hunt, and nobody wants to quit hunting. So every bear we have a chance, we might as well just go ahead and take it.
When you call the hotline and it says it's closing Wednesday and it's Saturday or Sunday, and you're going to be out there, you're going to shoot. You got 3 more days, and you're going to shoot whatever you can, especially if you're a meat hunter. I don't think a whole lot of bear hunters are meat hunters. I am, but I won't shoot a 100-pound bear, And a friend of mine said the only people who are whining about the sows are people who don't shoot sows, and that's a fact. I try not to shoot sows. There's been times I've killed sows. We treat 23 bears in a year, all sows. We ended up killing sows. Now, I'm going to defend both sides of this story, because if you're a normal Joe and you're going to go bear hunting and you never got a bear, I'm going to tell you, when you're walking around and you see a bear, you don't care. It's a bear. You're not going to, most of those people don't know how to
size them,
how to size them. And I've had people on the internet say, if you think a spot and stalker can't sex the bear, you're crazy. Yeah, a spot and stalker who's killed 100 bears, or a spot and stalker has been doing it for 20 years. Are you going to take the time and wait and see if that bear pisses from his belly or pisses from his butt? You know what I mean? Then you could tell. Big rump, small head, maybe female, blocky head. But right now they're all skinny. They're trying to fatten up. So a female that's got 2-3 cubs, she's going to be a little bit skinny, not have that big old butt on her. And to me, for a person with hounds, and this is where it gets really slippery slope. This is where people probably tell me I'm a stupid idiot, but I'm a rhino, dude. I got thick skin, so it don't matter to me what you call me. If you got hounds and you're not a guide and you're whacking anything you get in a tree, you're kind of stupid. Like, that's just selfish. The problem is, if you don't whack what's in that tree, and like with Unit 1, you're not going to get to hunt the rest of the year. So you have to go to 3B, you got to go to 27. And some people don't have the time to do that. Let's see what this guy says. What do you got, Tim? If you're a newbie to the bear hunting game, a 50-pound bear that's a fact. A 50-pound bear looks like a 300-pound bear until you stand over it. I chased I call it a cub. When I say a cub, I'm not talking about milk on his mouth sucking on a tit cub. Anything under 100 pounds to me is a cub. And we treat this cub 100. It was 80 pounds. It was a German Shepherd in a tree. Some deer hunters, archery deer hunters, came up, and they wanted to shoot that bear. And I said, listen, that's not a big bear. I took pictures of it. That bear looks good. That's a good looking bear. People saying like that bear was 80 pounds. You can make any bear look good with the right picture. And they wanted to shoot that bear. They would have shot that bear. And I told those people, I said, man, I'm going to tell you right now, that's an 80. Like, when that bear hits the ground and you can throw it over your shoulders, I'm telling you, it's not a good bear. Look at his ears. Those are big ears. Like, they look like a German Shepherd, big old ears. I said, what you guys would want to look for is some space. Yeah, I showed them. I taught them. I tried to educate them a little bit about it, and that's the best I can do. But they would, if they were just sitting there
See these
in a
little
blind
ears and this big fat melon head?
Yeah.
I'm not a 50-pound guy.
I just can take a picture. Benny carried around with me and said, if it looks like this, it's a good bear.
Yep.
But if they're sitting waiting for a deer, sitting in a blind or just sitting by a tree, or they're just on a trail, something black runs by and they see it's a bear, they're going to whack it. They're definitely going to whack it because they've never seen a bear. They've never had a chance to get a bear. Now, I treat a bear on the mountain for an archery hunter. He shot it. He took it in on Monday to check it in. Another guy was there. Where'd you get this bear? Where'd you get this bear? Over here. Oh, I heard you guys. You had dogs. Yeah. He goes, while you guys are over there treed, I was sitting in a blind 400 yards away, and a bear walked by him. And it was a good bear. It was over a 200-pound boar. And he goes, the bear walked by, and he killed it. And I was 400 yards away, So, but the story for my dad this weekend, I've had a run-in with this guy before. He's been in our trees. I think he was mad we didn't kill a bear, a sow. I had a one-legged woman, and I could have done the cool internet thing that everybody does. And, she's special needs. She's a one-legged woman. I hiked her up a hill too, and I didn't let her. It was early in the season. I'm like, man, it's a sow. It's a young sow. If it was missing teeth and it was gray faced, I would have let her shoot that sow. That was a young sow though. Not young, probably 6 to 8 years old. And no, I can't tell age, but I would guess how healthy her teeth were.
Stained, probably.
Oh, her teeth were great. Like, it was you could tell.
Yellow. They were yellowed, orange colored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't missing. You know what I mean? They weren't
You're
rotted out.
Me.
They weren't black. You could tell she was a healthy, fat bear.
You're better than me. I would have let that one-legged lady shoot it.
It was early in the season too,
I shot for her and taken a picture of her.
But I did. But that guy took a picture of it and posted it on somewhere else. But that guy showed up to that tree, and he was kind of mad we didn't shoot it. And then I find out a bunch of people shot sows, guides, of course. And I said I should have just shot that. Me and that girl, even till today, she just posted it on her page. Of course, everybody's like, "Where'd you get that bear?" She's like, "We should have shot it." I said, "You're right, we should have." So then that puts a person like me who tries to be ethical into a position where I'm like, if they don't care, why should I care? If I let it go,
but
they're going to shoot it.
Yes, that's where everybody goes. It's like they're all going to get killed. Why shouldn't I have my hand in it?
You got to get yours before someone else does. And that's the mentality. And I think that's what happened this weekend,
Yep.
See, Robert, I've killed 4 bears, Colorado spot and stock. First was 450. My biggest was just over 650. Been lucky, and they were all boars.
That's
and I'm not saying sows don't need to be killed. When you treat 23 sows and not 1 boar, I'm gonna kill some sows.
Yeah.
Now that goes to the whole. I'm gonna switch over to why were they able to kill 20 or 14 sows? Is there that many sows over there that they needed to be thinned out, or is this just greedy people?
Maybe they killed too many boars that year.
Maybe people see bobcats and you think it's a lion. You know how many calls I've got that said I seen a lion cross the road, and I go over there and I see a coyote track, exact same spot. They mark down the road where it crossed. Coyotes, 100 times. I get it all the time.
Yep.
It's dark. Their headlights. Something runs across the road. That tail looks real long.
You get a phone call about a lion track. You go over there, and it's a Great Pyrenees.
Yeah. Yep. So. Yep. But they killed a lot of sows. I heard one of the outfitters killed like 6 or 8 sows. I seen some pictures of some guys over there that had 100-pound bears, and they're out to make the money. And you get it all the time as they say, well they, they're making the money too. They are.
Well, not to shit talk the guides, but I guess I'm going to stick up for them a little bit. You take a guy from back east out in the mountains, you get him to a tree, which is hard enough.
Yeah.
And then you see it's a little sow or whatever. That guy might just be like, is it legal? Yeah, it's legal to shoot. And he might not give a shit.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of time and money and travel involved. And not only that, but how many years did he dream of going out and hunting a bear with dogs?
Yep.
And so the guide says, well, and then let me switch gears here too for the guide's point of view. So we had an 88% success rate on our bear hunts with hounds last year. And then is it going to be somebody from somewhere far away that's going to say, well, I've always wanted to come, and you've got the highest success rate out of everybody advertising? Or are they going to stop and say, what percentage of those was 350-pound boars and above? Or are they going to say, hey, this guy can catch a bear?
Yeah.
Well, if you're in it to make money, you're gonna do what it takes to make money.
Yep. Well, just look at those guys from Texas. We killed a legal Tom. It was 70 pounds though.
Yep. Little Tom, but it was legal.
It was legal, and he was happier than everything.
I know.
That thing could have been 200 pounds, and he wouldn't have cared.
He would have been just as happy if it was
a
legal 50-pound one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when the lion deal, when the ranchers were paying bounties on lions, if you killed a female lion that was pregnant, you cut her open, and however many kittens she had inside of her that were unborn,
got paid for that.
You got paid for those kittens, each one individually as well.
Oh, wow.
So there are places where a lion is a lion, a bear is a bear, and it's just that's how look at the Lee brothers. Well, if they caught you a half-grown kitten on a lion hunt, it was a half-grown kitten, but it was a lion.
Yep.
The sad thing these days now, though, is we have to be more careful in the public eye, which is, it's kind of ridiculous, you know.
Yep.
But it's a lot different these days too, because back in the days, the Lee brothers, I don't think they got paid unless they caught you something. So they definitely worked harder, and they definitely probably shot what they got.
Well,
Oh yeah. Well, and the Lee boys, you know, it talks about it in his little interview. The guy wrote an article about him. My line was caught before I was off the train. You know,
Yep.
his brother went to go pick him up from the train, and Dale already had the line caught.
Yep.
Back then, they thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Back then, you
Well,
know,
To hold the lion.
yeah, they thought that was cool.
well, it was easier on the hunter.
Yeah. You know, like my grandpa was born in 1922. He thought the coolest thing in the world was when he shot a doe feeding in a cornfield out of the back porch. You
Oh,
know, he
I've
thought that
had
was the
elk.
coolest thing in the world. It
I've
was just
had
a different
elk
era.
eating on my bell alfalfas, my squeeze of hay, right in my backyard.
Yeah.
I have it on camera. I have them on camera. You know, will I shoot it? Yep.
Yeah.
But you're not going to make everybody happy. Now let me switch over
No.
to Chris Watson. I don't like out of state guides. I don't hunt out of state.
Chris,
So I
I'm
can
an
say
out of
that.
state guide.
What's that?
I'm an out of state guide.
Yeah, but you live here now.
No.
Well, you don't have your residency yet. I don't like you then.
I'm
I don't
still
like you.
I'm
Yeah,
still
but you're
staying
not
in Nevada.
Maybe you need to just go back. How do I get him off of this? Let me
Oh,
remove.
Brett could tell him something.
There's a difference between you and down here. And okay, let me tell you why I don't like some of the out-of-state guides.
Because they
that are
come down
hunting
here
up
and
there.
murder everything.
They bring 20 people down here.
Yeah.
They got 10 trucks running around, and they're killing anything they got. And I know this for a fact that some of the Californians were doing that in Young, Arizona. I don't like spot stalkers because they kill everything. This is Chris Watson. I just want you guys to understand I own 3B, the public land. That's mine. Nobody can
Yep.
hunt in it but me.
Yep.
Don't go to this mountain. I'll let you hunt this mountain. You know, that's how everybody wants to be. Obviously, It's not going to happen. And because we have public land, this segues into our public land talk, is you have to share.
You do. But I have another question. If you're running 10 rigs on a single guy's bear hunt, how are you making money?
Because these are kids that they're paying $200 to find a track or tree a bear. Like these are just kids. And
God.
have you seen the prices of these bear hunts these days? It's
Well,
not.
They're not as expensive as line hunts, but still, if you have a $10,000 bear hunt, but you got 10 rigs, I'm not guiding a bear hunt for $1,000.
No, but
Not
they'll
when I
pay
still
those
gotta pay
guys.
my
If
own
those guys,
fuel and everything else.
I know people who were doing over-the-counter hunts or was selling over-the-counter hunts for 10 grand and paying their guides $1,000
for a bear hunt.
Yeah.
How? I mean, how? Realistic.
That's an elk hunt.
Okay.
Cow and spike. I have hunted with both hounds, spot stock, and what I saw this weekend was a shame. Speaking from a hound hunter standpoint, our own worst enemy. Everybody, hunters in general, are our own worst enemy. The thing you can do, and that brings us back to when, like this whole Colorado thing. You can talk all the shit you want, guys. You can say that deer hunters are stupid, archery hunters are stupid, long range shooters are stupid, antelope hunters mess up this hunt, elk, whatever.
Yeah.
But you still have to stick together. And if you can't get together, then throw some money somewhere where someone can fight it while you guys argue. Just shut up. Shut up and donate somewhere. You know, that because we're not going to get along in a room. And right now we have somebody, I'm kind of selling it right now. I don't mean to, but I talked to the guy for over an hour today. This guy is not done in Colorado. Like, we need somebody that when you say their name, so when the antis go to Nevada or they go to New Mexico or they go to Utah, I think Utah's next, or when they go to Arizona and they say Dan Gates or whatever organization that's created, they're gonna be like crap. Just like when you say Jesus is coming to town, we're like, son of a gun. Like, here we go again. We need somebody that's just as belligerent, arrogant, and tyrannic to play their games. We have to play their games. They're out there lying. Anti-hunters are out there deceiving the public, lying, saying we can't. Listen, let's vote for this, sign this, because we don't want them shooting jaguars. You stupid idiot. We can't shoot jaguars. We can't shoot ocelots. We can't shoot Canadian lynx. You know, and the verbiage they used in Colorado was trophy hunting. You know how they defined trophy hunting? The chasing, hunting, killing of animals. Period. What does that mean? All hunting. All hunting. They're sneaky sons of bitches. Period.
Well, okay, so then the next step after done with that is there are trout waters in Colorado that are known throughout the state, even on the game and fish paperwork, as trophy waters. So what's going to happen?
Trophy units.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
everything's just so. It's just everything, like Chris always says, it's a death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. Just what happened in, was it Payson? They tried putting a limit on how many dogs you can have in your house?
In the house now?
Or your property, or you
I don't doubt it. Why stop at property?
What town was it in northern Arizona where it was 6?
That sounds like Prescott or Sedona or some liberal pukes.
Probably
like Flagstaff.
15 years ago, the county that I live in passed a law that said in the county, anywhere in this county, you were not allowed to have more than, I don't remember how many dogs, without a kennel license. And
it's
so
over 3 usually.
It's what?
It's usually over 3.
Well, so everybody said, so what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to pack some heat, and if the sons of bitches come over here without a search warrant, I'm going to whack them. And I said, I'm not going to play the, I'm not going to do, and you weren't allowed to breed dogs and raise puppies unless you had a breeder certificate. And they do these things and they put them on the books, and the people that comply with them right away, you know, then that's good. They got all that stuff for free. But somewhere down the road, when they decide to become Nazis and they start enforcing it, they'll give you the verbiage that it's been on the books for all these years, and we let you operate through this period of grace. And so now your gig's up. You guys are this Wildlands Project or Agenda 21 or whatever it's called now. There's so much to that deal that everybody doesn't see because, like you pointed out, I think Monday night, Chris, who wants to be down there fighting with all this stuff? We want to be out there enjoying what we do. But there's a law on the books that's been there since the 70s. It's called the Wild and Scenic Rivers Act. And you're hearing some of that terminology more and more now. And in this Wild and Scenic Rivers Act, you're not allowed to even go within so many feet of a river or a body of water that's been declared wild and scenic. So you can't even hike through the woods on foot. And we've been operating in this grace period since the 70s. And one of these days, when the UN gets involved, they're going to drop the bomb and we're out.
That's a fact. Missy said, I live in town. I can have 8 dogs. Missy, you got beagles. That's only like 4 dogs. I'm just playing, Missy. I'm just playing. Beagles are dogs too.
Hey, I used to use my son's beagles to start my hound pups.
Yeah.
I can't read that. What's Tim say?
Oh, that's what
Benny,
they're doing with our tax dollars.
oh, that's all it's about is money,
Let's not
control.
my
Yep.
tax because I am I'm a nonconformist and I'm an obnoxious pig and I don't believe in I'm a constitutionalist and I don't believe in paying taxes at all, and so I'm not proud for those pigs getting my money, and I'm not proud for those pigs spending it and saying, well, it's my tax dollars. The hell, if it was my tax dollars, it'd still be in my bank account.
Yeah. Well, I had
So
I had a
that's
neighbor.
I'm going to get my spear out and stick myself.
I had a neighbor call on me anonymously, and if you call anonymously, they can't give you a ticket. But the guy showed up, and he calls me and he says, "How many dogs you got out there?" I said, 3. He says, "Huh, 3 dozen." I said, "Well, I don't know. It depends on how you count it." I don't know, but he couldn't do nothing because they didn't. It was an anonymous call. And then later on, it ended up being my grandkid's grandfather on the other side, so I was all right. But
I got
you know,
I got a nasty love note written in a bathroom stall about me on a hot springs. So in Nevada, we'll camp right next to a hot springs in the winter, get done hunting and soak. And sure as shit, this hippie gal was in the hot springs right when I was loading dogs up in the morning, 5:30. She was doing her little Facebook, Instagram live shit. And she was yelling at my dogs, this and that, telling them to be quiet. And I was like, well, that's not going to happen until I get them all in my truck and leave. And she
I'd have been
broke
like,
when I told her, I'm like, they're not going to shut up till I get them all in the box. And when I told her that, she broke down in tears. Mother effed me for 5 minutes. And we get done hunting. She's gone. And my buddy goes to the bathroom and he's like, hey, there's a love note in the bathroom about you. And so I go to the bathroom and it says, to the assholes that have 11 dogs, next time be polite and keep your dogs quiet, you piece of shits, this and that. I looked at my buddy and I was like, that's not me. I got 13. That one says 11.
That was the for me.
I was at a Whataburger on I-10 and Chandler Boulevard, and
Yeah.
I had a trailer, had my dogs, and I parked under a tree. And it wasn't summertime yet. It was about 8:39 in the morning, and I had my old dog Cece in the front, and I was in my Cummins, so I had bucket seats, and she was laying across my console, and her head was old dog looked like she was dead. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm sitting in there, and I see there's a motorhome over there. And I see people kind of go up to the truck. I'm like, whatever, I can see them.
Yeah.
And they leave. Not 10 minutes later, there's a cop at my truck. I'm like, so I finish. I don't finish fast. I wait. I go out there. He says, yeah, there was an anonymous call. And I looked right over there and I said, that guy right there is the one who called if you want to go ask him. Well, people, he goes, said the dog in the front was dying. And I did. I look in there and I tap on it, the window, Cece. She don't do nothing. I have my window like open. I'm all, Cece. I'm like, shit. TT. And she throws her head up. I'm like, nope, she's alive. She's just old and, but people don't know how to mind their own business,
They don't.
And I would like to go to their house. And I don't know why people mess with me because I'm a private investigator. So I can legally stalk you if I want to. I'd just like to go follow them around. And when they get gas and they drip it on the ground, I'm going to run over there and be like, oh my God, I'm going to call EPA on you. You just spilled gas. Are you going to clean that up?
I still believe, because I'm as old as I am and I was raised and grew up like I did, I still believe that there's not enough broken teeth and shattered knuckles. And that would end a whole bunch of that minding your own business stuff. You know, we talked about it Monday night on the big game houndsman when we was always me and whatever that kid's name was hounding them. We were always at a battle with Ike, and Ike is Dennis. Oh crap, I can't think of Dennis's last name, but Dennis has got a lot of wildlife photography and stuff, but he was the one that was saying that his dogs rigged lions nonstop in dry conditions, but he would fight about it. He wouldn't tell us, you know, exactly what the situation, the conditions and all. He just wanted to fight. And so he started making it personal. And I told him, I said, you know, Roosevelt, Utah, not very far away. And and he says, wow, you know, I take self-defense and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to go to the cafe and find you sitting there drinking coffee and say, hey, remember me? Let's go outside. Hell no, I'm going to knock you right behind your ear, sitting down in your booth, you dog. And then that would end that kind of behavior.
It's called cold cocking.
Yeah.
Look at Brett. Look at Brett. You guys are cheating on me. I sent him a link. He can get on whenever he wants. And this ain't really Benny. This is AI Benny.
That's it.
You know how I know? Because he hasn't glitched. Nothing. Internet's good.
Ever since COVID, I got a lot of AI going on in my world.
Yeah. So, you know, and you're not going to make everybody happy. You're not going to make the antis happy. You're not going to make the spot and stalkers happy if you're a houndsman. You know, I try to be as respectful as I can in the woods, but when you come at me and say, why are you running hounds in these during elk season? I'm going to open my tailgate right there. Now, if I talk to you and you're like, yeah, we're hunting here. I'm like, oh, I'll go. Like, are you hunting this mountain range? Okay, I'll go this way. You know, I'll be polite.
Yeah.
And I'll be respectful as long as you are.
I almost got into it with a guy and down here on the border. It was opening weekend of rifle deer for like the second or third rifle deer hunt they have down here. And where I was hunting was not a rifle area. By that meaning you could only see about 30 feet in there. It was so thick with scrub oaks and vines.
You're right.
And
Dennis,
frickin', I come around the corner walking back to my pickup, and I'm about half mile from my truck. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm lion hunting. What are you doing? He's like, I'm deer hunting. It's deer season. And I was like, it's lion season. And he's like, but I'm deer hunting. I'm like, I get it, but I'm lion hunting. He's like, I don't care. And I was all, I shut my mouth off a little bit. I just went at him and didn't let him get a word in. I'm like, you guys are the biggest effing crybabies that I have ever met. You bitch that there's so many lions in here killing all your bucks after the rut. And yet I'm out here on your freaking stupid day to ruin it. And now you're thinking I ruined this whole freaking area for you. And on top of it, you got a scoped rifle and you can only see 20 feet. And then I walked away.
Yeah. Well, when I was down there with you hunting, we went up to the top on that road where we talked on the phone. I went down a little and then we dropped off and I rode that big canyon down in that valley. I'm dropping off and I'm calling a dog, Lucy. And I hear a guy down there. I didn't know there's a pond down there. And he's all, you got hunters down here. I was all, you got hunters up here too. Like, and I said, well, so I went up and around and tried to get out of there. And I said, man, we're going to either have slashed tires or get in a fight, later on. I got down in this part of the valley and one of the guys were walking out. And I said, hey, I didn't know I didn't even see your truck. I don't know where you parked. He parked way down in his buggy. And he goes, oh man, I thought you were bird hunters. He goes, I don't mind you lion hunters, but them bird hunters, all they do is run around and shoot all day long.
The quail hunters, man, they're not well.
Oh, they were bad down there too.
Yeah. Well, it's every state from, you know, the North, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, all those guys come down here in the winter because, for one, their state's closed and it's 6 foot of snow. Come down here and hunt Mearns quail, and it's 75 degrees, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
So it just, the mountains just get overrun with them.
Those guys need to be donating too, because you think they're not going to come after them when they start cleaning the slate and there's no one else to go after?
Oh,
They're
absolutely.
next. Those bird hunters are next. So all you bird clubs, all you elk clubs, all you deer hunt, there's a lot of deer hunting clubs.
Isn't there a Quail Forever in Phoenix or something?
It might be.
Quail
I don't
Forever?
pay.
I don't know. I have a bird dog now, so I should look into that.
There you go. Yeah. I got a couple bird dogs. They're just retrievers. They're not quail dogs, but.
Hey,
so,
are they set for duck or are they set for quail?
Yeah.
Mine's quail.
Yeah, right?
Dove, quail, duck, whatever they retrieve.
This old guy decided that he wanted to start duck hunting. No, what was it? No, he wanted to start quail hunting. And so he found this old guy that had a bunch of bird dogs. And he went over and bought a dog, and he takes that dog out hunting, and for whatever reason that dog dove off there in the pond and starts taking on water. He barely gets his dog out alive, and he takes that dog back over there to that old man and says, "Hey, what's going on here? This dog almost drowned. He's supposed to be a retriever, a bird dog." And the guy says, "What do you mean?" And he told him what happened. He says, oh, let me look over this dog. So he goes around and he's looking at the dog that he'd sold him, and he lifts up his tail. He says, "There's a," and he gets a pair of pliers and he cranks on that dog's testicles, and that dog's sphincter just squeezes right up. And he says, "I'm sorry, I had this one set for desert quail."
Oh boy. Oh, hey, I got.
Start getting into bird dogs, you got to know what you're looking at.
Yep.
That's right.
If I was elk hunting and I saw a houndsman, I would ask them to start on the other side of the hunt back towards me. Listen, I thought I'm fine at that, but I got some dogs that might be really close to them elk when they're running through. I'm not saying I got trashy dogs. I'm just saying sometimes they just like to go for a run with those elk.
Coming in hot.
Yep. Also, check this out. I don't know if it's working yet. I just got it finally set up today. AZHHR. Let me see if it's up and .com. Sometimes it takes like 24 hours to work. And I don't think it's working yet. But if you save it, that's for the AZHHR.com is for my that's for the Hound Rendezvous.
Okay.
So it don't look like it's working right now. I just built it today, so it's going to take a little while to
hey, isn't there
like
a day left? A day or two left? Isn't there only a day or two left to
I think if you guys are going to go, let me find my brand banners I just uploaded. If you guys are going to go, and if you guys are going to eat dinner there, she has quite a few already, and she might have some extras. They usually do, but if you go to pickandshoveloutfitters.com and order a steak dinner, that's going to help out this lady that's helping out. And she's not charging us nothing but for the meal. And so she's handling the campground, like she gave us the campground. Every bit of money we raise here, and I don't know what we're going to do, whether it's legal or not. You have to sign a DNA or an NDA when you come in, non-disclosure agreement, and you will have to sign a gag order. What happens at Hound Rendezvous Camp stays at Hound Rendezvous Camp.
Is it going to be like that rendezvous that they had in that old time movie, Mountain Man, when he had Running Moon and all that?
Yeah. Maybe might even trade some of our women, our squaws, out for them. Can I say squaws? I don't know if I can say squaws no more.
Ah,
There should
Yeah.
be
you're
schools
sure.
at young.
Yeah, it's too big. So we are going to try to raise some money for the huntforcolorado.com. If
There
you
you go.
remember AZHHR, which is Arizona Hound Hunters Rendezvous.
Yeah.
.com. If you remember that, hopefully be up by the morning. I just built it. It's only 2 pages. Go to the first page, and it shows you 2 pictures. One's for the dinner, one's for directions. If you click on the direction one, there's directions from Phoenix, there's directions from Globe, there's directions from Sholo. So the one for Phoenix shows you through Globe. If you're coming out, I might have done one for Payson too. I don't remember.
What about Tucson?
If you can make it to Globe, you can make it to you can make it there. Man, last week, and I text every time I go through this area, I get just, man, stiffied up. I love the area. I don't know what is it about this area, but I was going through Globe. I got off early Thursday. I didn't go to work Thursday. I was like, I'm going home. I get to Globe. They have it shut down because they're blasting. So I have to go through Kearney. I have to go through, I always want to say Wilcox or Wickenburg. What is that?
No, what is it?
Damn it.
Will Hoyt.
Will Hoyt?
What is it?
No, not
Winkleman. Winkleman. God,
Winkleman.
I love Winkleman. I don't know what is about Winkleman. When I go through Kearney and I go around there, I've looked for land down there and I've looked at some options, but and the res is really close when you come out of Winkleman to the right, and there's a river. I sent Jared a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
Come on, this is it. You run that river that's running, that river's always running. You run that river, I think you pick up a lion. You just have to beat it to the res. But I bet you it's a snaky
that'd be a good
sucker.
place to coon hunt in the summer.
I bet you it is. You know, and it was only like 90 degrees at this time when I come through. So I'm like, but I love Winkleman. I want to buy property in Winkleman. I'd even probably buy it in Kearney if I had to, or down on the river. There's some really white trash areas where it's really creepy, which I'd feel at home at.
Yep.
So I was going to drop, I should have dropped down in there, but if I drop down in there, I'm probably going to buy property and my old lady's probably going to punch me in my face.
That's all right.
I don't know if they have power down there either. I didn't see no poles. So, but I'm about it, you know.
Yep.
I'm about it. I don't know what it is about it. My chat
Same way. In Nevada, I loved hunting that nasty desert sheep country.
I posted it. Where did we send something else?
There ain't no trees, nothing.
Where at?
Nevada, that nasty desert sheep country. Yeah. There's the only thing for them sheep to eat is licking rocks. But for some reason, the sheep and lions like it.
What's Brett asking?
My chat show
up.
I posted it, and then I said I sent you a link, Brett. He's probably sitting somewhere smoking a cigar.
Yep.
What is this? Donate to Save the Hunt Colorado. They need the help. Deer hunters, elk hunters, sheep hunters, bird hunters, or even smarter people help out. Well, ain't nobody in this group.
No.
We all got dogs. We'll reiterate that. Yes, you do need to donate. And if you guys donate, you donate $10. My guy will donate $10. He's literally given us a $10,000 limit to match. He says he will go up to $10,000. So if I can get $10,000 worth of confirmations into me, he's going to donate $10,000. So typically we made him $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
I hunt with deer with, man, every time someone says I deer hunt with dogs, I just want to push the button. It weirds me out.
Dogs you could probably use.
Man, in the South, it makes it pretty fun.
And I had a dog that absolutely would sneak off just to run deer. And I mean, I could tear his head off and lay him in the dirt. And as soon as I let off the button, he was back after the deer. And I asked those guys, how much is a good deer dog worth? And they said, oh, they'll pay $15,000, $20,000, but you don't have any dogs that are that serious. I said, I got one and I'll sell him to you for $5. And of course, then they shut up.
What hound hunter need to do, Chris, is not guide any hunts, lion or bear, for a couple years. Well,
I already don't like them.
What is that going to do? Because I've treated a lot of bears and not killed them. A spot stalker ain't going to see something at 100 or 200 yards and say, too small. Most of them.
Just like the coos deer hunters down here. You know, they shoot a mountain lion ledged up on a rock from 500-600 yards away, and half the time it's a 30-pound kitten with, no spots.
It's mandatory check-in.
Yeah, everything's mandatory check-in.
The bear. So I want to know the numbers of spot stalkers and hounds, because
you guys don't keep a tally on that.
They do.
Okay.
When you go in, they ask you if you use dogs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would probably imagine that the spot stalkers are killing more sows. Now, I'm not than the hound hunters. I'm not talking about guides, because guide hound hunters, I know a few of them out there that are shit bags. I'm not going to say their name. Everybody knows who they are. And I'm nothing righteous. I've killed sows, but I've only killed one bear my whole life. My daughter killed a sow. We treat 23 of them. So
yeah,
that's why we killed the sow. It was last day. Unit was closing. Beautiful old sow. We actually turned one loose the week before and was like clinching up because we thought, man, I hope it don't close. I hope. Beautiful jet black, young, big ass sow. Like, her ass was ridiculous. I'm talking ghetto booty. And
fry bed.
Jet shiny.
Fry bread booty on her.
Oh, shiny jet black. And we didn't shoot it. We kind of agreed not to shoot it. And I'm like, man, we went the next weekend. Beautiful chocolate bear. Sat there and all you people who think we just shoot everything, we don't. Guess I didn't get it. Still along the way. Oh. He's out there hunting anyways, Brett. I even called some game warden and said, hey, are we shutting down? They're like, we don't know yet. And I'm like, well, she's old enough, Yeah. We ended up shooting that sow. It was archery. He shot at archery. And I don't even think it wasn't archery, because he finished it off with a pistol, because it was like November. It was like really late season. We ended up taking it and the unit shut down before he even called it in. You have 24 hours or whatever it is, 48 hours. Before he even called, it was shut down. He checked it and it was shut down. So, and it was late season. So that was another sow I killed.
Yeah. But, people bitch and complain about guides doing what they do. But at the same time, you get weekend warriors. Nothing against them. I started out doing that shit, hunting on the weekends or my free time as much as I could get. But those guys, they see another hunter in the area, hound hunter. They don't care what they catch after that. Some of them,
Yeah.
They think if that guy's gonna catch him, he's gonna shoot it. So I might as well catch it and shoot it.
Like I said,
that's the problem Utah has.
It's hard to be an ethical person when you know that guy coming behind you. And there are people that will let go on the bear you let go.
Yeah.
And they will catch it and they will kill it. So it's hard to be that ethical. It's a little bear. I won't shoot a little bear. Period.
No.
I seen a guide. I even sent Benny the picture of it. I'm like, can you look at this? It's like 100 pounds. Like, I wouldn't put that on my page as a guide, and if maybe he has a discounted maybe the
Well,
guy,
you
I
know,
don't know.
we run into guys, and like Benny said, they pay $5, $6, $7, $10,000 for a hunt. The thing in the back of their mind is, am I going to see another one?
Yeah. Especially if they're from back east. And that's where you're like this. Damn,
Because you want to tell the guy, because I've done it before. I took a guy out from Minnesota. He's been on 4 lion hunts. I was his 5th guide. He hasn't seen a lion yet. He spent 40 grand in lion hunts and hasn't seen one, or 20 grand in lion hunts and hasn't seen one.
Here's a question.
First day of the hunt, we killed a 1.5 year, 2-year-old Tom. That guy cried. And
He
it
was
was the
happy
first
with,
day. Yeah,
and
it
it
was
was
his
legal.
first day.
And it was legal.
He had 7 days to hunt. He didn't care. I'm not going to tell him no. You already donated 25 grand to 2 different states. He did it in Idaho twice and New Mexico twice. I'm not going to tell him no.
That's where it weighs real heavy. That's a slippery slope. That's the slippery slope. You know?
And
So
now, if you're buddy hunting, like you're buddy hunting and you got a buddy without dogs, he's just a deer hunter, comes with you every now and then. You catch a female for that guy, sow, female lion, tell him no. For one, he's not paying you. Second of all, he's probably going to come back with you again anyway. And you probably have a better chance to catch a tom. Yep.
I had a lion hunter, or I had a archery deer hunter. I had let go on a rig, and I had an archery deer hunter come with me. I think it was last year. And I said, he goes, they seen a bear up here. I said, yeah, this morning. I said, well, I think I got something treat over here. I have 1 dog that hasn't left. I have 2 dogs working off.
Yeah.
I said, it's either a cub in the tree or my other dogs are stupid. It ended up being my other dogs are stupid. And my stupid dog's the one that treed by itself. I said, you're more than welcome to come in. I said, I'll tell you what, if it's a bigger bear, I'll let you kill it. I said, it don't. But if it's a sow or a cub or a small bear, you're not killing it. And it was just a small little boar.
Yep.
That other people would have killed, and I let it go. But that thing probably got killed the next week, So it was so bad. My buddy sent me a picture of the bears he caught, and he took a picture of their balls. Just that way, if someone said you killed sows, he's like, no, I'm not getting into that. And that's what it is. It's going to be, I seen that picture. It's not a boar. And then someone on Arizona Bear Hunt had posted, where's all the picture of your sows you guys killed?
Yeah.
Like, where's all these pictures?
That's a big thing on social media now, is laying your bear on its back, tits up, so that way they can see his conads hanging there.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's sitting there holding it, back end of it like this, his head and everything up like that. I mean, it's that bragging rights, you killed the boar.
Yep. I don't know. I mean, like I said, everybody's going to hate everybody.
Yep.
Chris, is Robert Chase asking about the hound run?
Yeah, Robert, you asking about the hound run? Yeah, absolutely. You set up whatever you want there.
And that money will be matched.
Yep. Whatever we make. I got some cups. I got some gift cards from Gun Dog Supply they sent over. So I might have to cut that part out. So Jason and Buddy don't get mad at me, but they did send me some. I mean, if Jason and Buddy want to send some stuff, but I'm just trying to make a little money for these guys because I hope it reciprocates back to us when we need it. And I think if everybody, I mean, honestly, I came on backstage, idiots. I don't see nobody nowhere. Brett calling people idiots.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought I posted it.
I'm not on the control board, so I'm safe.
VIP. Like he's a V. I don't see his VIP badge. Isn't it the legal guides that's the problem, or in the legal? You know, I don't know how everybody feels about out of state guides, but old link, I guess. Oh, I sent it to him. Damn it.
You keep dancing around ethics.
Yeah.
It just comes down to the person at the end of the day.
Yeah, my ethics aren't the same as your ethics.
No.
But I've never shot a bear. I've never killed a bear. I have seen a bear in a tree because I put it there with myself. I chased it and hit it in the ass and put it up the tree, but that's the only bear I've ever seen in a tree.
Well, come over.
I bear hunted a little bit.
House.
I bear hunted a little bit for 2 years, and that was fun, but it wasn't that fun. Like you guys said on Monday, when you see a bear in a tree, are you happy, or would you rather have been a lion?
Yeah, I just like running my dogs. I'll be honest with you. If I was coyote hunting, I have coyote dogs. I'd probably be just as happy if I caught a coyote. But maybe I'm more of a so let me throw out a little Houndsman XP. There he is. Look, Brett didn't know how to work it is what it was.
Yeah.
I said I made my name as I guess I'm the idiot.
I listened to Houndsman XP and they were talking about what makes a houndsman a houndsman. They talked about dogman, and here in the East or the West, we don't say dogman. That's like coon stuff, I guess, or whatever back East. You know, you're a houndsman, period. You know, whether you're running curs or anything, if you're a houndsman, they said what makes a good houndsman. But I think
there's a hound right there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a good houndsman, but I think I'm more of a houndsman than some of these guys because I will just pursue. And this is a good time. This is where I'm going to segue right into this, is Arizona does need a pursuit, just like the lions. When you're done hunting lions, you could go pursue the pursuit tag. And Arizona needs that right now because we have a bad nuisance bear problem. Maybe no one knows about it, but there is a bad one up in that area. So why don't they let us pursue those bears and get them scared of dogs or, you know.
I would love a summer training season for lions in Arizona.
Just pursuit only?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to be back up in Nevada next summer anyway.
It's just not broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brett was chasing lions today, weren't you, Brett?
Caught 6.
There you go.
4 of them were cubs and 2 of them were females.
Yeah. I didn't kill
80 pounds.
I didn't kill but 3 of them.
And he didn't even use bullets. He just kicked them.
That's ethical. I'm being ethical.
Yeah, he saved bullets and just kicked them.
Yeah, rocks. There's a lot of rocks here.
On the law of averages, the lions are still ahead, Brett.
Oh, I know.
So my website,
I had to go.
Your webpage told me that it was a corrupt website. It's because it's not loaded yet. I just built it today, so it's probably going to take 24 hours to load it.
It's because you let me on this show.
It could be.
I've been out of phone service like all day, and I come over the hill and I get phone service. I thought, well, I'll see if Chris is on live. And I get on and everybody's there. And I felt, I have to admit, I felt a little bit of jealousy.
Hey, I sent Brett, I'm going to right here today at 4:45. I sent Brett right there a link. It's not my fault. He's a brainwashed idiot. Can't figure it out.
Brett's
not just a brainwashed idiot, just a dumbass.
Yeah.
Brett's a grandfather, and he's getting a little old in age, and pretty soon he's going to have to wear diapers at night. And what he really needs is a virtual hug.
Can you do that? Can you do that with your phone?
A hug. Oh,
Yeah.
Benny.
I don't.
Oh, hair's tickling me.
Yeah.
That's just sick. I don't know. I think I'm going to get off this one.
Like, damn it. You
You're
guys can
embarrassed.
go ahead and just cheat.
Yep.
Hey, there's the Border Patrol right there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Just take off running and see if they chase you.
Hey,
Man.
they've already been after me. They stopped me up there.
I went out last night to go feed the dogs out at the property, and son of a gun, there was Border Patrol everywhere. I think there was, I don't know, 4 or 5 county guys, Pima County guys, and then there's about 5, 6 Border Patrol trucks. And they had a Toyota 4Runner pulling a horse trailer pulled over. I don't know what was in the horse trailer, but
I would say that's shady, but that's something I've done before in my 4Runner. I'm not gonna lie.
But they had everything out last night, running around looking for whatever was going on.
They did here too. I was here last week, and I didn't run into anybody. But this time, coming back out, of course, I was in the buggy. Last time I was in my truck with a trailer and the mule, but I ran into 4 of them, and one of them stopped me, blinked his lights at me, and he asked me. He was a real nice guy. He asked me. He said, "Have you seen a F-250 Ford with 4 doors?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, after him." So I said, "Nothing."
That's how I got my 84 Dodge 4-door dually. It's from a tow company. They wanted $2,000 for it, and I went out there and it wouldn't start. I said, "I give you $1,200 for it." And he said, "Yeah, you can have it." I paid him. I got the title. I walked out. I plugged in the acrylic fuse under the hood. I started it up, and I left.
Okay.
It was unplugged. I looked right at it. I opened the hood. I looked right at it. I'm like, "I bet you that's what it is." And I said, $1,200. He said, "Yeah." I plugged it in, and I drove it home. And that truck had a dead cylinder. I ran that truck for California and back a couple times doing work over there with 7 cylinders. Called it my 7-cylinder gas saver.
Chris, did you talk about? Remember when you came down here lion hunting with me last winter? Back to the Border Patrol agents. So me and Chris are in the truck looking for lion tracks on a dusty road, and a Border Patrol agent is looking for illegal tracks on the dusty road as we cross. And I asked him, I was like, "Have you seen any lion tracks?" And he's like, "No, I haven't seen any lion tracks yet." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I looked at him and I was like, "I haven't seen any illegal tracks yet either then."
Listen, if you want us to spill information, you have to spill it. And they got cameras all over there.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I passed
all over that place.
Are you camping out, Brett, or what?
Well, I was going to. No, I'm going to drive home. I'm just resting. It's been a long day. I bought everything to camp out. I tell you what, now, I'm a mule man. I love riding my mules, and I love to go out like that. But this country over here, it's nice to be in this buggy.
Oh.
And before I could only drive down that road in my truck and trailer, probably, 20 miles an hour. Shoot, and this thing I'm running 45 miles an hour.
Yep.
Is it legal to drag over there, or is it kind of one of them gray areas?
I think it's legal to drag. It's not illegal to hook up to the Border Patrol drags and drag them for them.
Let me tell you who started that back in the 1990s. And I think it was my uncle down where me and Jarrett hunted down there in Nogales, because he built the first drag they used back in the 90s and started dragging rolled. And that was just a tire drag. Now, God almighty, those drags they got, they're crazy.
Yeah, they need to hook them up to a loader to pull them.
Yeah.
I built a drag down there on the other side of the river where I don't know, you ever seen that video where I caught that old female lion?
In the hole?
No,
she climbed a tree. She was real
That was
skinny.
the one on the river.
Yeah, in the summer, in the middle of summer.
I caught her 3 times and nobody knows. I mean, we put her out of her misery. I called a friend of mine. He always wanted to kill a lion. So
she looked sickly.
Yeah, she was bad. She was starved. She was eating a sandhill crane down there.
Oh,
Well, she had no teeth.
I caught her with one set of dogs, went back to the house, got another set of dogs, brought them and caught her again. And then the next morning I called my buddy and I said, I think we'll be able to catch her again. I trailed her around in the bluffs for 2 days and I couldn't catch her. And then we caught her and he went ahead and shot her. But I built a drag because I know that river right there, that little road, they travel up and down that constantly.
Yeah.
One of the best places for them. And it's a real soft, sandy road. Matter of fact, that's how I caught her, is I found her track on the road. And I thought to myself, man, she's going to a place I can catch her. And I built me a real nice tire drag like the Border Patrol has with chain, that goes through the tires. And
Yeah.
built it, and it lasted out there about 3 days, and somebody stole it.
Dang it.
I know where there's a roll of chain link a couple places. I don't know how they got there, but I know they hook up to my truck.
I built one of those too.
Yeah.
And
you know what the best thing is?
Play.
Brooms. Take your brooms.
What's
you
that?
only need about 3 of them. So, but I've been looking for a street sweeper,
There
a
you
wore
go.
down street sweeper, so I can put it on my hitch and then drop it up and down, because those are like 5 foot. Oh wait, Jared, you should be able to get some.
Well, the ones that we have for work, they're all single. So they're only this wide. They're all singles. They're
Huh.
not the whole 5 foot length.
It's not. So you replace. They're stackable. They stack onto it.
Yeah, they stack into it. And I can grab a used set of those if you want 20 of them.
I can
next
weld.
time I'm in the yard.
I can weld. I'll build something.
Don't say
Well,
that in front of
We used to
in front of Benny.
in Nevada. We just cut down a or a pinyon tree or whatever and drag it.
That's what I do. That's what I know people do.
And then I just burn it when I get back to camp.
Chris, next time
I've seen that done.
go down there to American Truck Sales and Salvage, and they buy all kinds of equipment at auction for, all different kinds of stuff. And I bet they got some of that kind of stuff junk back there.
I haven't built it yet, but what I wanted to do is take some push brooms, because you find the broken ones. I got 2 of them on my job now, and I want to weld them on separate little. I'm gonna put 1 bar with a bunch of bars. That way, it kind of moves up and down. It's not one big broom that's 6 feet across. It's like 3 or 4 of them, 3 of them. So each broom is kind of on its own pivot. So it and then what I'll do in the front is weld a little plate. That way, if it does hit a rock, it just kind of like a skid plate. I'm gonna build it. If you build it, the tracks will come.
That's right.
Yeah, I started carrying a rake with me sometimes, but I just run out with the buggy, and some of those places where some of those big arroyos and stuff where I've cut tracks before, I just rake out where they box in. I just rake out a spot where I can see if they went up that canyon.
That's a good idea.
The rake's
I
real
never
easy.
thought about carrying a rake.
Gardening.
Yep.
We'll take those leaf rakes
Mm-hmm.
and just tie them together.
Or big old logging chain. If you had a big old logging chain with a spreader bar where you can spread and drag it.
Yep.
That works pretty good too.
You know what works the best? A mattress. You find them spring mattresses out in the desert all the time. And I would drag those and just leave them out there. I would find them out there and drag them. And if they have cloth on it, it's even better until it wears off. But those springs, oh boy, they do good.
That's that old lion trapper, Vance England. That's what he used. He'd have a, I could find out where he was. He'd have a bed spring in an arroyo, and he would drag those arroyos. And then when he found tracks, whichever way they're, traveling, whatever, then that's his foot snares.
Yeah.
Huh.
Has any of you, Benny, you been to that Hounds, Horses, and Mules sale I've never been. I want to, but I'm always busy doing a whole lot of nothing.
I'm not interested in it.
Oh, if anybody looking for a mule, Max Nichols has 3 or 4 of them, decently priced. He has one for $3,500. A Moly, she's 15. Does a little pullback when you cinch her up, but other than that, she's real good around dog and everything. Got one for $5,500. Johnny is looking for a mule.
I would recommend.
I need one.
When I talked to them, I think it was Jared I talked to. I can't remember, but they seemed real straight up honest guys.
Yeah.
Well, they're low priced as is. So they're not, he hasn't been out there riding them for 6 months. So he's like, if you want them, come get them now. I think he has a lot of them. They have like, what do you say, 20 or 30 or 40?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
He always made me laugh. He's all, what did he say? It was, or you're asking how solid his mules were and spookish and all that stuff. And he's just like, I can promise you they ain't gonna kill you. That's all he said.
Yeah.
I just promise you they ain't gonna kill you.
And see,
I just know you guys.
That's a big promise because I've been around a lot of mules.
Yep.
And I don't know how to make that kind of a promise for a good mule.
How about Max Bishop?
I've seen they have a Facebook page on Max Bishop, and it's I Survive Max Bishop Mules.
I know,
that's because they were riding alone, right, Brett?
Yeah, a friend of mine bought a little mule from him. Lee, this has been years ago, and brought it up there. Him and his brother came up to hunt with me, and they were saddling that mule, and I could tell that mule, ringing their tail and just standing there with their ears back, just looking, just waiting for an opportunity. And this guy's brother, he's a pretty big boy. And I said, you know what? I said, let me have that lead rope, and I'll dally around my mule. I said, you jump on. I'm just going to drag her up that hill, and time we get up the top, she'll probably be all right. And that's what we did. But they never could get along with that mule. And that mule came from Max, but she was just as wild as anything. I mean, just
Max Bishop.
Yeah. But I've seen some, I kind of look at his YouTube or his Facebook page from time to time. And, he seems like he has some good mules. But the biggest thing I notice is, and I watch that with a lot of guys, is when they go out, they're always going out in a group. They're always, 3 or 4 mules instead of a guy just going out by himself. And I'm sure Benny can attest to that sometimes those mules are completely different when they're not around their buddies.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's what I like about my mule. She does that the tail wagging and her ears pinning. She does all this crazy stuff. When I first got her, she was a little bit weird. When you jumped on her, she just wanted to run around. So I would jump on her by a hill, real steep hill. And I put my leg over her and I would just kick her and we'd run straight up that hill. And then she got to where she's like, man, this is a lot of work. So now I get on her and she just dances around a little, but she does good by herself. Like, she really takes care of me, honestly. That when I went on that Globe trip and I was going up through, if you watch that Globe video, there's a bad spot and I fell down and she did not hurt me. Like, she held herself back and she kind of snuck in to where she didn't step on me. And I got up the hill and she stayed with me too. I love that little mule. She's not big enough, but she sure goes.
Hey, let me drop a bomb. I still miss my horse.
I got a buddy down here. He says the same thing. He's like, I won't get on a mule.
I've got mules and I'll go out there and I'll get on them tonight. But that doesn't change the fact that I still miss my horse.
Yeah.
I had Ike was my horse, and he was my only horse. And he was a $600 horse that came out of the back of a trailer when he was young. He was a racetrack. He was an appendix, quarter horse thoroughbred. Tall, 16 hands. Came out of, I guess Brett didn't want to talk to us. No, you said I miss my horse, and he got mad. And he came out of the horse trailer, got his back leg stuck under the horse trailer, and it scarred up his knees. But that horse, it didn't bother him at all. I hated him. One time he hit me on top of the head with his with his chin.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I socked him to where I thought I knocked him out almost because he almost fell down. And it was a very love-hate relationship. But man, when we were in bad spots, and this is the difference between a horse and mule, he would almost kill me half the time. We'd slip, but I took him in bad spots. We rolled down one time into a wash, and he rolled over the top of me, and I held on, and he stood up, and I was still on him, and you could see where my pants imprint and everything was in that sand wash. Lucky it was sand, real deep sand, so it's kind of saved me. You know,
that guy that helped me out, the crazy one that I was telling about earlier, he had Mustangs, and they went one or the other ways. Either they were awesome, like he gave me this Mustang named Macklin, great horse. You could trust him, you know, face him uphill, and he'd start just going up the hill. Then he had another Mustang that he got, and name was John. That dirty bugger was a rodeo for probably 20 minutes. You just didn't know what you couldn't give that horse 5 minutes to breathe, because if you did, he's gonna blow up on you the first 20 minutes.
Oh, I had an Amaretto.
20 minutes you were going wherever you were going. You're getting there fast with him.
I had a flea bitten gray, and you had to saddle her up and let her stand for 30 minutes. Beautiful, big, nice horse, just kind of crazy. My dad hated grays, hated anything that was gray, hated them. I had this horse for a while, and then I got my Ike horse. He had bought it at an auction, and he said, I love that horse. That Ike horse, I'm like, this is a good horse. He was 2 years old. He's big. He didn't know nothing. He's just a racetrack horse. He said, you get rid of that flea bitten gray, and I'll give you that horse. And I did. I sold her like $3,000 to somebody, and like me and Ike ran for 20 years together, and he just got old, and he just died on me. Very selfish. Chris, been listening for a little while, and you are always doing a whole lot of things. Trying to do a whole lot of nothings.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, I had a guy call me last night and say, did you start a hound association? I said, yeah. I said, I got another guy. I said, Jared, he's going to help out. I said, I hadn't really had time to line it up yet. I'm kind of planning on first of the year to really launch it out. You know, I reserved the website name. You know, I got a domain for it and everything to build. So, and he's interested in doing it too, because he's sick of everything.
Well, it's the age we live in now. Everyone's going to come after us every chance they get.
And
so
I know I have to give up some of my freedoms and my rights and my hunting time. Dan Gates, that poor guy, he's a lot smarter than I am, you know, but he's booked. He was on 3 Zoom meetings. For him to call me back, Dan Gates to call me back when he's going on all the meat eater stuff, I'm like nobody, you know. So I was like, man, I appreciate it. And when I said, whenever you get a chance, even if we have to pre-record it, and he said, how about the 19th? That's a Monday. And I said, 19th, what? And he's like, that's this Monday. I'm like, dude, I don't care if I had, you know, who you're voting for, Kamala Harris on, I would have kicked her off. Benny, I can't talk about Kamala. I don't know. Benny get mad. She's real pretty.
She's
so, and there's a lot going on, and there's nobody in Arizona that wanted to start one, and I think every state needs one.
Arizona hound hunters don't like each other.
And there's a guy who has Arizona Hound Association. I don't remember him, but he don't even registered. It's not registered. It's not, you know, I already made mine an LLC, not a nonprofit, because I want to spend money. I want to make money. I was just telling this guy last night who wants to be part of it too. I said, I don't want to be limited. I want people to give us $1,000, and I want to fill up my truck, and I want to load up a hound, get a hound that loves kids, that does tricks. And I want to go to the schools and I want to show people, you know what I mean? I don't want to be bonded by C3 where you can't even lobby, you know? So,
like I said, when I was doing that parking lot in front of that library, there was 4 old ladies on 2 different tables that they put outside the library, just campaigning for whatever the hell was going on in Tucson at the time. At one library. Like, we could do something like that.
that's what I want to do. And I would love to even have a good mule. People love mules. Go to YouTube and look up the King's Guard horses. Some of those are mean. They bite people, yank their hair. But there's a few of them, the kids, guess I'm the idiot. I guess you're the idiot. We thought it was because he said he was talking about how great his horse was and you got mad.
Who?
Benny?
Oh yeah, I did. I didn't want to hear it.
Hey, Brett knew my stick horse. He was a good horse.
He was a good horse. And he was a good horse in spite of Benny.
That's exactly right.
Oh, my phone got hot. That's how hot it is out here. So.
It was nice this morning where I'm at. I woke up, my AC was on. I was like, damn, I might have to cover up. I might even have to put some clothes on.
We're starting to cool down here. We're in the 90s night right now.
That means, this is what that means when it does that at the 1st of August, is here in September, you're going to get that 2-week blast of 115, and then it's going to be feeling like fall.
I'm excited for that because last year we didn't get below 106 before October.
Look, we pissed him off again, or he passed out.
I was going to ask him, how did he get that 12-inch palm leaf inside his buggy?
Maybe he got stuck. I don't know what he's doing. Did we just witness the death of Brett Vaughn? Yes, on my show. I'm the first to bring it to you. Nope, he's alive.
Nope, still here.
Sorry, guys. False advertisement. He didn't die.
I might be close though. No, my lights weren't working on my trailer. I had to wiggle the connection.
Oh,
you know why my lights don't work on my trailer? Because I cut the connection off and I haven't fixed it yet. My dad hates my guts because I've pulled that trailer with no lights for about 25 years. I've never been pulled over for it. And he gets a light that flickers and he's pulled over. So,
dude, so when I bought a camp trailer down here, I picked it up in Phoenix, blew a fuse when I hooked it up, so I didn't have running lights anymore. So I'm going through Phoenix in the dark with one hazard, or with the hazards going on the trailer. And I get out, and I think I go to Whataburger in Casa Grande, and I get a burger, and I go out to my pickup, and I left it running, and I look, I only got one headlight. I passed 3 cops in between there and Picacho Peak. They're all in their little hideaway pullout areas.
They were sleeping.
No, didn't even look at me. Just let me keep on going.
They were taking a nap, or they had a hooker in their truck.
Yep.
For years with the business or with the construction company, we never had trailers that had lights. You had a hot wire that you ran back there, and you just wired that hot wire in. So you had running light.
Yeah.
Same thing with jacks. You carried around a handyman jack so you could lift up the tongue of the trailer and hook it up to your...
Yep.
Now that everything I've got, the lights work on it, and I have a jack on it. I don't like that anymore. I did.
Forever. Sell out.
Oh.
I saw this.
And tires. We always bought, used tires and put on our trailers. That's all we ever did. not anymore, man. I go buy 10-ply tires and put on everything.
Oh yeah, I load range G, 5
Yep.
lug, 205s, load range G. My truck, my Cummins, load range G. My Tundra, load range G.
I saw a picture meme on social media. This is a while ago, and the guy said, I may not be the first one in my family to go to college, but I'm the first one in my family to say all my trailer lights work.
That sounds about
That's
right.
going to be one of my kids. and I think I have 8 trailers and 2 plates. So you got to be careful.
Yep.
They pull you over and it's like, that ain't a 30-foot trailer. Oh no, it is. They measured it. I don't know. ADOT did it.
Yep.
You know, years ago, I did a job there in Globe, and I had a flatbed Dodge, or not a Dodge, it was a Ford diesel flatbed. And they stopped me there and asked me, you know, how come I didn't have commercial plates on it? And how come I didn't have Arizona plates on it? And I said, well, I'm from New Mexico. I'm just doing a job out here on the San Carlos. And they said, well, if you're here, I think they said, if you're here longer than 2 or 3 weeks, you have to license your vehicle in Arizona. Is that still true?
That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's stupid.
There's a guy. A snowbird state.
Yeah. Let me tell you about a guy was going through Globe 2 a.m. in his little Datsun truck. Gets pulled over for doing 25 through Globe when it's like a 45. They find 300 pounds of marijuana in the back of his truck, and they had to let him go because there's no law that says he pulled him over for doing 25, and there's no law that says that there's a minimum speed limit.
Not a minimum speed, huh?
Nope. No probable cause.
So. I don't know. I remember this. I never did get it. But they told me at one time they did that because of all the snowbirds that came down during the wintertime.
Yeah, but those guys changed their license plates and their registration, Brett.
I can't remember. I know I never did get mine licensed.
When I was living in Springerville, working for those guys over there, and they sent me to Phoenix to go get a truck transmission. My father-in-law worked at American Truck and Trailer Sales Salvage, so I went over there and got a transmission, and I'd left her way in the wee hours of the morning, and I went over to Tonto Basin to Justin's at 5 o'clock in the morning, have some coffee with him when he got up. And when I left, I was hot-footing it down the highway, and highway patrol flashed his lights at me, so I slowed down, and when I got out on the big road, I just hammered down and went on. Well, there's a stretch down there, down below that Tonto Basin turnoff when you're headed towards Phoenix, where the speed limit's 65, except for that one place, it goes down to 50. And I just left my cruise control set. Well, that guy turned around and he had to really be gouging on it, knowing that I was probably headed that way. And so he came up behind me and caught me in the 55-mile-an-hour zone with my cruise at 65. He pulls me over and he starts giving me a bunch of crap. He said, where are you coming from? Over there. Well, what are you doing? It's none of your business. Well, and this banter goes back and forth. And he said, so you got a New Mexico license plate and a New Mexico driver's license. You just come from New Mexico? I said, no, New Mexico's not over there by Roosevelt Lake. I said, you saw where I came from. He says, well, when did you get there? I said, well, I don't think that's any of your damn business. And so finally he said, well, if you're staying in Springerville and working in Springerville, you have to register your vehicle and you have no business coming over here and doing what you're doing. And I said, the last time I checked, Mr. Law Dog, was we still lived in a semi-free United States of America where we're free to come and go, and you can pound sand, give me a ticket and cut me loose. I got things to do.
Don't make me get my spear.
And turns out he went to church with Justin Marks, and he was a deacon at the church. And so I would go to church with Justin Marks, but he was never there after that. I wanted to smile at him. Do you
Scared
still
him
love?
off. You scared him off.
But yeah, they try to pull that stuff, and it's a bully deal.
Yep.
Yeah. That was one thing about these Border Patrol here. They were real nice. They were real polite, real, didn't ask me what I was doing or anything. They just asked me if I'd seen that. And matter of fact, complimented me on my buggy. He said, "Man, that's a nice buggy."
He said, "That's a nice buggy. Them lights don't work though. What's wrong with those?"
Your lights don't work.
He said, "That's a nice buggy, but I bet you paid too much for that box, and it took you too long to get it, and I bet it didn't fit when you got it in." I said,
Oh
"You been
boy.
watching our Monday Night Live."
Oh boy. Well, guys, got any closing arguments?
No.
Oh.
I think
Don't shoot sows.
if you're gonna do stuff like that and it's gonna affect everybody else's hunt, just don't say it, don't turn it in, and move on.
Yeah. That's what people do. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Well, remember, we got $10,000 waiting for people to be matched, waiting for people to donate. You guys should donate. And if you think it's not going to matter, you're probably stupid and you're uneducated and you're not looking at the future.
What about putting a PayPal button? Would that work?
Well, then we have to take it and we have to donate it. I don't know. We're up to $880 now.
Good.
So all people have to do is go Save the Hunt Colorado, screenshot their donation, and send it to me, and they'll be put on the list.
So
I'm gonna screenshot what I've sent so it'll be on the list so we can get it into Cody's pocket deeper.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna take. I didn't tell nobody who it was yet.
Oh, sorry.
The fake Colorado green chili, is he going to come over there? Because he said, could they put up something at the rendezvous? Is he going to be there?
I don't know. Who was that? That is. Where'd he go? Robert Chase. You coming, Robert Chase? Yes, he is. Man, we got like people from all over the country coming. I hope we don't get rainbow peopled out and everybody's all mad. And this is what's going to happen. Unit 1's not open no more. All them buffoons that be hunting Unit 1, like me, are going to be over in 23 because it's opening. 23, probably 24. 24 don't have a lot of road. And we're going to get blamed for it. I already had locals saying, these hound hunters. Now, there's going to be like quadruple hound hunters that was supposed to be hunting Unit 1 going to be over in Unit 23, and I'm going to get blamed for it.
Hey, it's also lion opener, though.
I know. Yep, and archery deer.
Let them
and archery deer.
Guess what I'm bringing? My longbow. So we may be eating deer or bear or lion this weekend.
Hey, that'd be good.
Next weekend.
I'll bring
this weekend. Some what?
I'll bring some green chili so Robert can find out what it's supposed to taste like.
Yeah, Robert, bring some of your imitation green chili. It's like eating crab and imitation crab.
Right.
We can do a blind taste test.
There we go.
That's
what we'll do. Okay, guys, donate. What else we got? Oh, Hound Rendezvous. Let me throw that up real quick for people who may not know and aren't cool like us and are going to show up. There it is. Where's my banner? Go away. First annual Hound Hunters Rendezvous, August 24th, 25th. I have maps on my website. It's just not loading yet because I just built it this afternoon-ish, midday. So, AZZ.
What time's that thing start on Saturday?
So we're trying to see if we can be able. Let me get this off here. Go away. Go away. There you go. I'm trying to see if we can get in there Friday. I'm going to camp close Thursday and go kill every lion and bear and deer, spiked deer, spotted lion, and a cub that's
Thursday?
nursing.
Lion opens
What's that?
Thursday? Lion
Friday.
opens Thursday? Friday.
No, it always opens Friday in Arizona. Always
Yeah.
closes on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Or unless it's quota, not, then it's Thursday.
Man. Yep.
I just wanted to get set up Friday, go run around, or Thursday, run around Friday. We might be able to get into the campground Friday. If not, it'd be Saturday morning.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna get there till late Saturday night, so
There's about the lion.
I'm going lion hunting Friday and Saturday.
The lion
We'll come up there and go lion
Yeah.
hunting.
It won't come down right away because there's no snow yet, so it'll be safe to go lion hunting.
That is
Yep.
true. There won't be many. Come up there and run some bears.
God no. Stay away from them trashy things.
Yeah.
My buddy
Too
asked
hot
me
down
one
there.
time- Yeah, that's all right. Hunt the water.
Yeah.
But my buddy asked me, he's like, come up here and hunt lions with me. And I was all, no. And he's like, why? And I was like, because my dogs have never smelled elk. I'll end up gathering dogs for 3 days chasing elk herds.
Well, come up here. We'll go hit the golf course at night.
Oh, man.
Bzz. That's how I train my dogs.
Guys, I'm gonna check out.
Sounds good.
Enjoyed it.
All right.
Thanks for coming on.
Good,
Later.
Good seeing you, Benny.
Later. I already
All right.
have a hard
Well-
enough time keeping my dogs straight,
Yep.
let alone throwing an elk in there. Man, I'd have a heyday for a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good lions down there. There's good lions down there.
Yeah, there is.
So when are you trying to come in, Brett?
You know, I don't know. My wife's going to go with me.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be Friday. I'd like to, man, if she wasn't going, I'd go up Thursday. But I'd like to ride around with you and see what you do. Learn the country a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to try to get there Thursday. That's my plan. I'm going to try to get out of here Wednesday. Get up there Thursday or head down Thursday, set up a camp close to Reynolds and just, I don't know, run around. I don't know that area too much either. I've hunted on the other side over in Tunnel Basin. So
Gotcha.
I'll either lose dogs or I don't know, figure it out.
Yeah, if I could get I'd bring my buggy if I could come up Thursday.
All right.
Well, we'll see.
Sounds like a winner.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right,
Chris.
guys.
All right.
got
See ya.
Thanks, Brett.
Bye-bye.
And you're coming up Saturday night?
Yeah, I'll be up. I can only hunt till 9-10 o'clock anyway right now.
Oh,
up
yeah,
in
yeah.
Davis, so
See, Globe, they take you 2 hours to get the Globe and maybe another
Yep.
hour to get up there, and maybe two. If you take that, I think it's 288.
okay.
So
Yep.
you just go through Grove, act like you're going through Roosevelt Lake, and there's a road that turns off, goes up through there all the way to Young.
I'll just send me a pin. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll send you a pin. So,
Perfect.
all righty. Anything else you want to add before we go?
Just don't be dumb.
the,
Plain
wi-
and simple.
the wise words of Jared Fisher. Don't be
Don't
dumb.
be-
I'm going to get a shirt that says
dumb.
that. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb.
That's right.
All righty.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Stay in touch.
Yep. See ya.
All right, guys. We're going to match $10,000 worth of donations to Save the Hunt Colorado. Go to Save the Hunt Colorado, make a donation, send it to anecdote of a houndsman at outlook.com. Send me a screenshot and I'll add it to the list and then we'll match the donation. It's not that hard. $10, $20, $100. You guys spend $100 eating out. I'm pretty sure. I try not to. Don't mean I don't. If you want, before my website, I'm trying to get my website up. I just made it today. It's going to be that's with the comma. Oh, there it is. It's going to be azhhr.com. Arizona AZ Hound Hunters Rendezvous. azhhr.com. As soon as it kicks in, you'll be able to go there. There's a map there. You can click on a link that will take you to this website, pickandshoveloutfitters.com. If you're going to eat dinner there, I finally got mine ordered. $25 a plate, $10 for kids. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people there. Hopefully we don't crowd it up, but we got room. We got a whole 1,000,000-acre tunnel national forest to camp in. What else do I got? I think that's it, guys. If you're going to go to the rendezvous, it's August 24th. Let me throw the flyer up. August 24th. Get rid of that. August 24th and 5th. And we can stay there till Monday. If you guys want to hang out at this campsite till Monday, we have it till Monday. Reynolds Creek Campground. I believe it's on 288. Just go to Young. If you go to maps, type in Reynolds Creek Campground, I believe it'll come up. If not, I got a map on my website as soon as it loads. Go to pickandshoveloutfitters.com and reserve a dinner. We've got to do that this week. That'd be nice. That way we kind of know how much we have. Other than that, thanks for guys for watching. See you at the Hound Rendezvous. I'll be on next week. Dan Gates is coming on Monday Night Live on Interview Stories and Tales on YouTube. Check it out. Go to W. Our Naomi Hirsch podcast should be on tomorrow. And there's going to be 2 parts. We're talking to Dale Tobiason as well from California. That might be on Friday, part 2, if not next week. Dan Gates is coming on Monday night to tell us the whole kit and caboodle about Colorado and how what's going on. That guy's a genius and knows how to say it. So Monday Night Live, check it out. Next Wednesday, I don't know what I'm doing yet. But just stay tuned, guys. I'll see you guys Monday.